Welcome to Road Trips in Hastings County. I'm sure we all enjoy hopping into the car and getting out into the countryside, into the fresh air and out of the house. With this in mind, the Hastings County Historical Society has created a number of road trips, exploring the back roads in the countryside of Hastings County while stopping at a number of historical plaques which tell the stories of the pioneer days in this area. The Hastings County Historical Society has created a special website, and on this website we've brought together over 100 historical plaques all across Hastings County. And drawing upon these, we've created these itineraries under which you can combine a pleasant day in the country, driving the back roads and the countryside, while learning something about the early days of our county. Today, we are following an itinerary which we call the Treasures of Tyendinaga. There are 4 historical plaques in and around the town of Deseronto, and one of them is to Captain George Fraser Kerr, who won the Victoria Cross. He was a hero of World War II. And with us today we have Orland French, author and historian, who is going to tell us the story about this amazing Captain Kerr.
Well, welcome to Deseronto. I'm going to tell you a story of an unusual adventure in the First World War. And this happened to Captain George Fraser Kerr, who was born here in 1895, and that made him of a prime age to go to war in Europe in the First World War. Kerr joined up in 1914 in September, and by February 1915 he was in France already as a Corporal Kerr. And he had many adventures in the war in which he seemed to have an affinity for battle. First, he won a military medal, and then he won a military cross, continued on through the war, but his best adventure was towards the end of September 1918 at the Battle of the Canal du Nord. He and his group were having trouble with heavy machine gun fire from the Germans, and he crept ahead somehow on his own and found where a lot of the fire was coming from. So single-handedly, he captured 4 machine gun nests and a bunker full of Germans. Now, he had no idea how many Germans were in the bunker, but he somehow had the theatrical experience and persuaded them to come out and surrender to him. So there they came, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16, 17. He had no idea how many were in there. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, finally 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Now, it's not recorded who was most surprised that George Kerr by himself had captured 31 Germans, or that 31 Germans came out and found they'd been captured by 1 Canadian soldier. Anyway, keep in mind it was the end of the war, September 1918. They were all very tired of the war, ready to go home, so they were rather easily captured and sent to the rear of the lines and were POWs for about 2 or 3 months until the war ended. Kerr was injured a number of times during the war, twice during the battle, and the last time was when he was in Germany in the occupational force in the next year, and he fell off his horse. And finally the Army said, "That's it, George, you've done enough for us, go on home." So he went back to Toronto, and he got a job very fitting for a very well-decorated war veteran. He got a job making medals. That's my story of George Kerr from Deseronto, Ontario. See you on the road.